In the small town of Upper Marlboro, there was a legend that struck fear into the hearts of all who heard it. It was said that every night, a pack of hellhounds roamed the streets, searching for their next victim. These creatures were said to be the guardians of the underworld, sent to drag the souls of the wicked down to hell. The townspeople lived in constant fear of the hellhounds, never daring to venture out after dark. But one night, a young woman named Emily found herself alone on the streets as the sun began to set. She had heard the stories of the hellhounds, but she was determined to prove that they were nothing more than a myth. As she walked through the deserted streets, a chill ran down her spine. She could sense that she was being watched, and she quickened her pace. Suddenly, she heard a low growl behind her, and she turned to see a pair of glowing red eyes staring back at her. The hellhound stood before her, its fur bristling and its teeth bared. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to back away, but the creature lunged forward, its claws slashing through the air. She screamed as she felt its hot breath on her neck, but before it could strike, a voice rang out in the darkness. "Leave her be, foul beast," a man shouted, stepping out from the shadows. He held a silver dagger in his hand, its blade gleaming in the moonlight. The hellhound snarled at him, but he stood his ground, his eyes filled with determination. With a fierce cry, the man lunged at the hellhound, driving the dagger into its chest. The creature howled in pain before disappearing into a cloud of black smoke. Emily stared in awe at the man who had saved her, his face illuminated by the light of the moon. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I am a hunter of the supernatural," he replied, his gaze never leaving the spot where the hellhound had vanished. "And I will not rest until every last one of these creatures is banished from this town." From that night on, Emily knew that the legend of the hellhounds was all too real. But she also knew that there were those who were willing to fight against the darkness, no matter the cost. And as she walked home under the watchful eye of the moon, she knew that she would never again be afraid of the creatures that lurked in the shadows of Upper Marlboro.